I'm going to read the opening of Surrender. We all hit the middle of our lives at some point. When my sister Mary turned 26, did she have any idea she would be dead at 52? Not a clue. What we call our midlife crisis often doesn't hit at the midpoint of our lives unless we live into our 80s, 90s and beyond, which many of us won't. A better term for midlife crisis is the less grandiose sounding but perhaps more accurate ennui. By a certain age, we simply get bored of the rhythm of our days, the commute to work on a packed train, the rush to get a child ready for school, the smell of car fumes as we sit in traffic, the dog whining for its walk. We tire of our living spaces and how the light hits a certain wall each afternoon. We sicken at the sight of the same smudge of sky from our beds, the piles of laughing gas canisters in the gutter, the seemingly endless whoosh of greasy styrofoam fried chicken containers blowing down the pavement after the pubs close. We begin to realize that we have more past than future. The known is eclipsing the unknown. We panic and plan our escape, whether that be via psychedelic drugs, taking up a religion, or ditching the one we have, quitting our jobs, taking up a fresh partner, joining a polyamorous community, all in the belief we are heading towards that magical thing, freedom. Whatever form it takes, midlife often arrives in a package with a bright red self-destruct button attached. The midlife crisis package I was handed came in a box marked with one simple word, Montana. The American West was calling us. 2 years on, we're back in London, and the American West is on fire. Since the 1970s, the wildfire season has increased from 5 months to 7, and the acreage is also increasing. Before Europeans arrived in the West, wildfires were less intense, moved more slowly, and tended to pass through forests every 5 to 20 years. Vegetation was able to regenerate itself. Fire is such a natural part of the life cycle here that some species need it in order to propagate. The cones from ponderosas, lodgepoles, jack pines, and giant sequoias need very high temperatures for their seeds to be released. From early on, the new settlers in the West decided that the best way to keep their homes and livestock safe was to continually suppress fire. The result of this is unnaturally dense forests, which are like giant tinder boxes in these increasingly hot, dry summers. Over 1 million acres in Montana are burning in 26 separate conflagrations. North of the 49th parallel in British Columbia, 140 fires are raging. In Idaho, 23 are still going, 11 in Washington. 16 fires are still blazing in Oregon, one of which has ripped through the Columbia Gorge, dropping ash in Portland. 15 fires are still uncontained in California. A firefighter has just been killed by a falling tree in western Montana, and the full effects of smoke inhalation are yet to be seen. These fires are not unrelated to this book.